All right. Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Sonic versus Crave or Crab. Someone told me it's spelled crab, and I'm just like, really? Like that? I don't know. And it goes to show you why English is such a difficult language to read, or rather, the Roman alphabet is so difficult to read because it's used to represent so many different languages. So you're like, oh yeah, in even though I'm speaking English and I'm reading this, it's supposed to be, French. Crab. Okay, crab. I'm sorry. I guess a V is a B in French. So this is Crab. Sonic versus Crab taking place here on Echo Isle. It has to wait for the 10-minute follower delay. Oh. All right. And well, the 10-minute follower delay, that was because when I no, it's crave, but you spell it like crab. Wait, what? No, like the word crave? Okay, I'm so confused right now. I'm just gonna call him the undead over here, the maroon undead over here on the top right-hand side of the map, going for a lich first. Not the not crab. It's oh, so crave, crab. So it is a soft A, not a hard A. Okay, because it's CRAV. There's no E at the end of it to make the A a long A. So, cr ah, Krav? Krav. Ah, okay. There we go. I know my phonics. Actually, I don't know my phonics, and I'm teaching my daughter phonics. And because I'm teaching my daughter phonics, it's actually helping me uh, learn all this. So this is Sonic versus Krav in this 1v1 matchup here on Echo Isle. All right, all of that just to learn right there. Uh, so Krav spawning over here and going for Lich first in this 1v1 matchup. Learn Latin. I know Latin is helpful in to learn a whole bunch of other languages, but then again, like who actually speaks Latin? That is a good question there. As the Lich first now opening up, gonna go ahead and use all of these maroons and maroon ghouls to take down units. It's just interesting to see like maroon units as opposed to the typical red units. We see the blight actually being placed down here, actually very forward, and I like this positioning. It allows more blight to be used to try and take down the creeps while regenerating. We are looking at a 4 Shrill Shadow Priest. It looks like it was actually taken from the opponent's side. Not quite sure how. Ring of Protection +3 as we are looking up. There's the follow-up Acolyte right there. We should be looking at a gold mine trying to be added. We are looking also Lich getting a plenty of mana with these early dark rituals. And once this Ziggurat becomes a Nerubian tower, we should be looking at a little bit of damage here. However, I believe the Warden with that Shadow Strike has something to say. We are going to be going into an engagement right there. There's some damage already. There's a Frost Nova, and that Warden says, what the heck? Who goes Lich first in this matchup? 201 mana on that Lich, even after all of this here. Going for a Necropolis too, so going for very, very sustainable expansion here. Not going for the gold mine as of yet, as that Necropolis is upgrading to a Nerubian tower. Lich first is very extravagant. Yes, Krav, you'll have to tell me what exactly you were thinking with going with this Lich first, but please don't spoil the game. This is my first time watching it. Shadow Strike onto the Ghoul. Ghoul trying to get away, down to 60 hit points. It is standing on Bite, fighting on Blight, and getting taken down there. No denial possible. So far, more Shadow Strikes coming across, and the Warden is completely shutting things down here. And this is also forcing Krav to try and fight back and forth here inside the space, and also set up multiple Nerubian towers. Blink in order to get away. Warden is going to be able to get away right there. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? No, we do not. Meanwhile, back down to the south, this Nerubian tower will be coming to an end. Necropolis is nearly done. However, the Warden did try and double back around. Oryx has mass headhunters. Undead has Lich with mass ghouls. Alright, Lich with mass ghouls and skeletal minions to feed that mana into that Lich as much as possible. Are we going to see any sort of, well, any sort of other play here? That is the question in terms of trying to keep all of these ghouls healed up. And Krav now making its way back down. Lich now making its way over. We are looking at an Ancient of War taking down this Ogre Magi. There is a Tree of Life already off to the side, so Sonik is going to be able to set up his expansion pretty quickly. Lich, well, I believe will be just shy of level 3 after clearing out this creep camp. Meanwhile, the Warden is already at level 3 after taking down a number of ghouls. Warden now making its way back across here. This Tree of Life having a very long trek to get where he needs to go. One Nerubian Tower Necropolis is already up and running. Teching the tier 2 is possible for Krav, as well as we know Krav is going to be able... Well, Krav is going to be able to train up acolytes while teching the tier 2, hence the reason for this second Necropolis. All right, Warden going to be coming in from the south. Warden does have a lot of mana and level 3. There's a Shadow Strike straight up onto an Acolyte already. Damage over time, damage getting added in. Frost Nova right there. So much slow, so much damage as the Warden already down to sub 350 hit points. It will need to back away as that Lich is able to get more and more mana pretty easily. What is that Warden hoping to do? Warden trying to get back against Staff of Teleportation in order to head back home. And there it goes. More and more mana again. Warden just may try and rinse and repeat this strategy over and over again. There is one Nerubian Tower in the main base now, but there are no easy ghouls to take out. However, the Acolytes are still very exposed as we are looking at 2 bases up and running for Krav already. Meanwhile, let's make our way back around here. There is Ogre Mauler, Double Force Troll Berserkers, and here we go. However, it is going to be now forced to fight with a panda group as well. Breath of Fire going to cause lots of problems. There, Breath of Fire taking down already one ghoul. A second ghoul could end up getting taken down. One more arrow needed in the back. And, well, nope, it is just going to be a hit with a stick. Lich continuing to fight that battle as well. Going to try and perhaps get in some Frost Novas across multiple units. There's a Breath of Fire across multiple ghouls again. And Krav is absolutely getting melted by this Breath of Fire. Meanwhile, inside the base, Sonik is taking down ghouls as well and still absorbing damage from this Nerubian Tower. All right, is the Warden just going to continue to shut down mining all over the place? Tech to tier 2, not yet done. Shadow Strike onto that ghoul right there as the Warden now needs a plan to get back home. All right, we are looking at that one Acolyte. Level 2 Shadow Strike, enough to finish off an Acolyte if there is no sign of healing any way, shape, or form. Staff of Teleportation now coming online to teleport back home. Moonwell strategy, more Moonstone being used here again. We're going to heal up that Warden once more. Ancient of Lore is getting added into play. Hunter's Hall is not upgrading the Moonwell capacity as of yet. Sonik does have 2 bases up. Krav currently sitting on 2 bases. Supply, look at the supply, 36 to 33. Ghouls are just going to continue to mine away again. And, well, we'll see what is going to be ending up going down. Lich is sitting at level 3. Dangerous hit points for a level 3 Lich. And now going towards the Warden. That is going to be a problem. Death Knight needs to come online. Death Coil, even at level 1, will heal up 200 hit points, a significant amount on only a 750 hit point Lich, as the Warden now making its way over. All right, there's a little bit of damage right there. However, the Lich does not have mana. Could drop a Belt of Giant Strength, get Death Coiled, and pick it back up to try and keep those hit points, well, rather steady. We'll see as we go to tech to tier 3. I do not see a slaughterhouse. We are only looking at 1 production building so far, this 1 crypt, as the units are now, well, trying to do a little bit of long distance creeping. There's that Lich taking a little bit more damage again. There's that damage over time. Are we going to perhaps look at damage onto that unit right there? Death Coil perhaps onto that Lich here in just a moment. There is a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as well, as damage is going to get added in. All right, Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight. Now Death Knight being forced to retreat back. Warden sitting at level 3. There was a Dark Ritual to, I guess, get a little bit more mana again. Are we going to see that Lich drop the Pure Up to Vitality and then get healed and go back at it? I don't know what Krav is actually waiting or wondering what to do right here in this spot, as they are going to go ahead and battle it out. All right, are we going to see another Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight, Frost Nova onto the Warden, Warden taking quite a bit of damage. There is that Death Coil trying to keep that Lich still alive and healthy, as the Panda going after the center creep camps and trying to take down the Ogre Magi get a little bit more as well. All right, still more damage being absorbed. There goes another Frost Nova. Warden, is it going to overextend itself? Going to try to get away down to 33 hit points. Death Knight is right there. There is a Clarity Potion or Mana Potion, and the Mana Potion for Blink in order to escape, getting out of range right there. All right, continuing to battle it up. Lich needs a little bit more mana in order to get another Frost Nova going, but the Warden is healed back up. Wow, that Warden playing on a razor's edge right there. Death Coil onto the Lich in order to stay alive. There is Scrolls of Healing, Nerubian Tower, and Spirit Towers right there. Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight. That Warden seems to have a bit of a death wish, trying to get into position here. Gonna go ahead and force to use a Scroll of Town Portal, and wow, Dark Ritual followed by a Frost Nova to get the kill on that Warden, who stuck around a bit too long. Level 4 now on that Lich. Level 1 on the Death Knight. Death Knight still low on mana, as we are now going into Exhume Corpses. And are we going into Necro Wagon now? Yes, we are. Necromancer Adept training. Druid of the Claw now out on the field as well. Panda could try to get in some damage. Breath of Fire onto that Death Knight. Death Knight is the one with the Pure Up the Vitality, so he's the one with abnormally large amount of hit points at level 1. Beautiful game going back and forth. Krav, excellent play, noticing that he could finish off and time. I guess he was estimating how many more hit points that one unit had, and well, got the necessary damage through. So far, though, we are looking now at a Meat Wagon getting joined in. I would have gone for perhaps an earlier Obsidian statue, adding a way to be able to heal up that Death Knight. But then again, the Exhume Corpses for that Meat Wagon, also very important if you're trying to go, well, for mass Necromancers. This is a questionable move, though, as, well, Night Elf has access to one of the easiest ways to just destroy skeletal minions, and that is with Detonation. Coming back over by Sonik. Sonik is going for now Chimeras. Chimera is going to join in on the fight, and Chimera is the perfect counter to deal with those Meat Wagons. Heavy armor units that are rather slow as they move around. Lich is going to be able to finish off. There goes a Frost Nova, and that Druid of the Claw going to get taken down by Necromancers. Necromancers with that magic attack dealing bonus damage to that heavy armor. One quick volley, and down they went. All right, where are things going to travel to next? Breath of Fire, Fan of Knives. Both of those also very effective at taking down skeletal minions, as they do not have that many hit points. Meanwhile, Krav now wandering around back home, not quite sure why the army is split up into two, as the units are making their rounds again. We are going into Web. Perhaps he is suspecting that there is going to be Chimeras, and I don't know how anyone suspects Chimeras without actually scouting. I don't see Shades anywhere, so not quite sure what to expect or what to see from there, as we are now looking at Breath of Fire getting in a little bit of damage across the Spirit Tower now. All right, Ghouls looking to go after and take down the Tree of Life. Chimera is now up in the air. Ghouls are going to be forced to retreat back at home. Meanwhile, the Panda is going to try and engage. Armies are just all over the place right now. Here are the Necromancers, no Obsidian statues to try and even add in a little bit more mana, as the Crypt about to get taken down. Mountain Giant joining in on the fight, and the Mountain Giant going to take down the Crypt before we have any Crypt feats. All right, that's going to be bad news indeed. Frost Nova trying to take down that Panda. Panda down to 365 hit points. We are looking at a Staff of Preservation to save that Warden right there. Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight, as we are looking at what Unholy Frenzy and Cripple onto the Druids of the Claw. All right, a lot of damage being absorbed right there. Is that one Druid of the Claw going to get bursted down? Yes, it is. And then Disease Cloud being transmitted back home. All of those units, well, needing to remove that Disease Cloud right there. Panda was staffed to preservation. That is going to be saved. 69 supply compared to 82. Sonik is actually in high upkeep right now, and that's not a place you want to be on a map like Echo Isle. Limited resources. Oftentimes, it is the player who loses the least amount of gold to taxes that wins this matchup here on Echo Isle here. All right. Lich. Where's the social distancing? Nah. All right. Well, Chimeras coming in. 3 Chimeras, 4 Chimeras in the air. Are any of those illusions? Yes, they are. All right. So only 1 Chimera. A Chimera illusion and a real illusion looks about the same. A meat wagon about to get destroyed pretty quickly. Down it goes. Difficult to spot actually which one is the real one, as this Necro or meat wagon trying to make its way back. There it goes. That finally gets taken down as well. Chimeras. What is going to end up happening here? Death Knight sitting at level 2, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Lich trying to fight as well. Massive units. We have Scroll of Protection coming across, and units are just falling left and right as the Chimeras are constantly getting webbed and could get taken down. Death Knight taken down at level 2. Meat Wagon still joining in on the fight as well, going to try and finish off more Chimeras here. There is another cripple onto the Warden. Another Chimera going to get taken down. Lich sitting at level 4 does have a Scroll of Healing, and we are looking at the Panda now about to join in on the fight as well. All right. Scroll of Healing was used. Lich now up to level 5. Level 3 Frost Nova. Is it going to try and finish off any additional units? Lich could be in trouble, down to 243 hit points, and it looks like everything will teleport away in time. Sonik still sitting at 74 supply. Krav now sitting at 54. As the units are going to make their way out, skeletal minions, where are they going to go? They are just going to disappear into nothing, it appears. And without obsidian statues, well, without obsidian statues, that is still going to be a potential issue. Skeletal minions now making their way across here, going to end up easily getting taken down. Tree of Life still regenerating a little bit of hit points as it's rooted, as the Death Knight wants to get to level 3. There it goes, level 3 already. Necromancers are all here, ready to go. Are we getting up an obsidian statue? No. Going up for another meat wagon to help work alongside these necromancers, but the Lich and the Death Knight really need a bit of mana. So far, I haven't seen any detonations. The Chimeras really working their magic, shutting down the meat wagons before the meat wagons could really do all that, just drop too many corpses and cause too many problems. We are now looking at mountain giants, though, so we are getting the counter to the counter to the counter to the counter, so to speak, as all of a sudden the mountain giants are the perfect unit, as there's nothing that can really deal a lot of damage to those high hit point medium armored units. Mountain giants, fortified armor, fortified attack if they, or siege attack if they pick up a stick, also adding in a little bit of range as well. Those necromancers taking extra damage from sieged, as well as we're looking at, well, the meat wagons and Unholy Frenzy. All right, Lich standing on Blight will be able to attack very quickly. Orb of Corruption, Death Knight sitting at level 3, so it is a 5-3 going up against a 4-4. All right, obsidian statues should definitely be considered as for part of this. The Death Knight being able to heal that Lich, keep everything else topped off. Also necromancers, however. Oh, there's a Tome of Intelligence +2. Krav, you just didn't see this, right? Because it was killed by the towers, or are you going to actually pick it up with your Death Knight? Are you watching this? There's a tome right there. Or maybe you can't pick it up because it's... Oh, nope. Death Knight, thank you. Thank you. Krav making its rounds out. Lich, level 5. Death Knight, level 3. Crypt Fiends all here. See, I want to tell the importance of reading to my kids, but I know one day my daughter's going to say, but professional players don't read tomes. All right. Necromancers here, ready to go. Meat wagons gonna be moving on here in just a moment. We are looking at a rather large army coming in from Sonik. 90 supply, over 100. With triple chimeras, no illusion here, and quad mountain giants. This army is rather tall rather than wide, as there is a few number of units, but they are beefy, and it is going to be going up against the wide army of Krav. How is Krav going to handle this here in just a moment? I don't know. We are looking at a shade keeping track of the Night Elf army here, and we are still looking at 4,900 gold left here, 5,000 gold here, but the amount of gold being lost to upkeep is rather noticeable. Krav is currently mining 14 gold a second compared to 8 gold a second from Sonik. So Sonik is actually, or Krav is actually mining about 80% more gold than his opponent. All right, in comes the Warden. What does a Warden love to do? A Warden loves to just dive on inside here. There is an Acolyte. Is the Acolyte going to be able to keep itself alive? I don't think so. Shadow Strike causing a little bit too much damage, and down it goes. Warden is still right in that position as another Shadow Strike going to be brought back over. And what the Warden is just going to be able to constantly Shadow Strike. Level 2 Shadow Strike taking down an Acolyte while on Blight. Just, wow, that powerful right there. You're going to see it. There it goes. More experience still for both the Panda and the Warden, as the Warden now tries to make its way back over. No shade nearby in order, or sacrificial pit. You could actually try to jump some units into a sacrificial pit in order to get a little bit more mining done, as another blink comes into play here. All right, Warden may actually get to level 5. That's the last thing you want to see, as the Warden is still dancing around, sitting at about 60 some odd mana. Damage is being done here. Acolyte has nowhere to go. One Acolyte down, another Acolyte going to get taken down most likely, as the Shadow Strike should be coming across. There it goes again. Staff of Teleportation in order to head back out. But this is because Sonik is sitting at 100 over 100 supply. 82 supply now coming in from Krav, as we're looking at the Necromancers. Units are going to be making their rounds out. Oh, Unholy Frenzy onto that Frog, now making its rounds, as the Obsidian statues will have to try and keep all of these units alive and well. There's some detonations going across some units there. There's some slow damage, magic damage indeed. That Ancient of War about to get taken down so quickly. There's going to be some detonations across, as the Necromancers are now popping out units. All right, thank you for the follow. More damage coming across. More is some of those illusions. No, they are not. All are real. Scroll of Protection currently out, as we are seeing so many units pop out onto the field. This massive army on both sides. Panda are going to be able to finish off any more of these Necromancers. There's a Scroll of Healing to try and counteract all of that Breath of Fire, as we are still seeing Shadow Strike at level 3. Warden falls at level 5. So many units battling back and forth. Damage over time, as still more units are getting summoned back out. 52 supply compared to 73. But that does not consider all of the summoned units that are currently out and about. Are the summoned Necromancers going to be enough, or is the Panda's Breath of Fire going to be enough to handle all of these Skeletal Mages? There goes a couple more Chimeras. Lich is now at level 6. Level 6 Lich. Are we going to see Death and Decay? We could perhaps see Death and Decay, as Earth, Storm, and Fire comes online for the Undead. Earth, Storm, and Fire going to make it much more difficult to finish off that Panda. The Panda was relatively low on hit points. However, Earth, Storm, and Fire, well, 3 chubby little Pandas now chasing after all of those units here. All right, Fire trying to chase after that, well, that Necro, that wagon there. Unholy Aura being brought back over. A little bit of damage. Cyclone being picked back up. Are we going to see more damage making its way through, as the, well, the Death Knight is now back out onto the ground. It is going to go ahead and use a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability in order to head back. All right, heading back across over here. Death Knight units are now back at home on Blight. And if you did not know, when Earth, Storm, and Fire come to an end, it always moves back to Earth. So Sonik, obviously knowing that particular ability, keeping Earth Panda back at home while pressing with Air and Fire to do a little bit of damage without risking any, well, serious damage to that Pandarin Brewmaster. Shade keeping back a track off over here as well. 63 to supply compared to 57. Death and Decay on that Lich. Lich also getting out as much mana as possible. We're looking at 57 supply compared to 61. And perhaps Krav, excuse me, was able to bank up enough gold while not paying taxes to make a difference here. We are down to 1 base for Sonik. Sonik only has about 5.5 minutes of mining left from this base. Meanwhile, Krav also has about also has a similar amount of gold spread across 2 bases, 2,500, a minute behind. So Sonic still technically has more gold in the bank, but Krav will be able to mine it faster. The question is going to be, how are things going to unfold in this battle here? The other upside is the undead does have the ability to unsummon buildings, and these haunted gold mines are worth a bit of gold as well once they come to an end. All right. Banshee is going to get added in here. Perhaps we're going to be looking at anti-magic shell on those Banshees, a way to protect from the Chimeras, but there don't seem to be any more Chimeras out actually on the field. Meanwhile, we're looking at almost 2 level 6 heroes for Sonic. Almost almost level 5 for that Death Knight. That is going to be key to watch. We are looking only at Initiate training right now, so we have Curse, but we do not yet have Anti-Magic Shell. All right, are we going to get Anti-Magic Shell? There's the unsummoning of that gold mine off to the north, Temple of the Damned as well, bringing in more Necromancers, trying to clear out a little bit more and get a little bit more experience. Death Knight gets that much closer as we are looking at this Warden, perhaps going to try and go after this one Acolyte here. Acolyte going to get taken down. All right, could have tried to... Oh, well, that actually freed up and got his opponent back into low upkeep to get in a little bit more gold. So maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise there as the units are once again on the move out. But did I say anything to offend Krav? I am sorry. We're looking at this, well, Frostworm army in the air, getting ready. No? All right. Meat Wagons ready to go here. Crypt Fiends 2-0 upgrades going up against Sonic's 3-2 upgrades. Upgraded, well, army. That is going to be rather scary. The Mountain Giants, the Dryads, the bear. Actually, I don't see any bears here, but that is extremely, extremely powerful army to try and push on through. We are looking at 80 over 90 supply. Should he try and attack? 84 over 90 now going into high upkeep as there is only 1 minute of mining left. In comes the Death Knight, or in comes the Warden. Warden, however, quickly dives on in, gets a Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight, however, gets a Frost Nova and a Death Coil for all of her work, and is also poisoned with that Disease Cloud. Gonna go ahead and retreat back. Disease Cloud not gonna have any effect with that Ring of Regeneration on that Warden. Natural regeneration. Should not attack here. I'm noob. Oh, this attack is rather risky. You want home field advantage. We are looking at, well, Curse coming across. Meat Wagons, are they gonna exhume corpses, drop them all down? We are looking most likely, we're going to see a lot of Wispier Dryads, multiple Dryads out onto the field. If there was a Scroll of Protection on the Death Knight, or on that Lich, using that Scroll of Protection to absorb up many of the abolished magics from the Dryads would be key. Dryads now going up against here. We see a bunch of a bunch of abolished magic removing that Unholy Frenzy. Meanwhile, the Mountain Giants are getting absorbed and taking down a lot of damage. Units are now trying to back away. That slow poison onto the Frostworm is going to cause a little bit of problems. Meanwhile, Wisp coming in from the north, and in come the detonations. All right, getting absolutely flanked here from two sides. The Wisp making a big impact as the Panda with a Breath of Fire now going to Earth Storm and Fire and making its presence known. All right, level 7 Panda versus the level 6 Lich, level 5 Death Knight. Warden could get to level 6 as well, but things are looking very good for Sonic. Sonic should be able to get to, yes, Avatar of Vengeance. However, I don't believe there are going to be any skeletons on the ground as Krav has been using them up rather quickly. Warden trying to blink away, does get away in time. There is that Avatar of Vengeance that I mentioned as Death Coil saving, I believe it was that Frostworm. More battling getting underway here. Are we going to see more Spirits of Vengeance back out as well? Warden almost gets taken down to 88 hit points. Venturing into that fight a little bit too long. Meanwhile, Death Knight now gets up to level 6. And are we actually going to see... No, we are not going to see Raise the Dead, even though that would be rather entertaining, as there were a couple of Mountain Giants corpses. But the Avatar of Vengeance just naturally counters that as well. All right, Spirit of Vengeance is now going after all of these Meat Wagons. Meat Wagons trying to back away, but Krav is taking the advantage here. 59 supply compared to 33. Warden is so low on hit points, unable to join in on the fight, and this is the end of that. Panda got taken down. Warden trying to, well, perhaps carry everything back on its shoulders. Level 3 Unholy Aura, faster regeneration, but I think that is going to be the end of that here as the Death Knight, Death Knight going to shut down this Tree of Eternity. All right, Necro Wagon actually making a big play here. Warden blinking through the trees. Big Frost Nova across multiple mountain giants as even the Acolytes are looking to join in on the fight as the Warden gets a Shadow Strike onto that Death Knight. Obsidian Statues making a big play, healing up all of these units. Scrolls of Healing also extremely helpful as this wide army was healed up over probably like 3,000 hit points with a single Scroll of Healing because of all of those skeletal minions. Detonation coming across, 44 supply versus 28 now. And Necro Wagon, why is Krav sad? 44 supply over 90 compared to 28 over 90, unless the Warden is going to be able to come back and somehow carry the game on her shoulders. As we look at the Avatar of Vengeance still walking around with Death and Decay. Warden is right there. Is he going to be able to back away? Trying to get away. There's Cripple. Are we going to see a Frost Nova and Death? No, we are not. Unable to finish it off. However, the Avatar of Vengeance going to give quite a bit more experience again. 1 or 2 more damage. There it goes. All right, the Shade and keeping track of that Warden right there. I don't believe Sonik realized that, well, trying to Shadow Meld next to a Shade was not what he really wanted to do. Warden about to make its way back over again. Has a lot of hit points. There's a Shadow Strike onto the Death Knight. Death Knight could be in trouble. There is Scrolls of Healing. Is it going to be able to stay alive as the Blink is going to be able to head back? Lich does not have any mana. Trying to go after that Warden right now. Warden is currently crippled. Lich is getting in some damage and that Warden still backing away. Panda now back out onto the field. Was resurrected. What is going on? 51 supply compared to 25, and it may come down, well, the Death Knight has to be very careful. There is one Obsidian statue, and that Death Knight also with Unholy Aura level 3 does get a lot more rejuvenation. Warden just going straight after the units. Now more damage onto that Meat Wagon. Units trying to back away again as we see another Avatar of Vengeance dropped into play. Avatar of Vengeance trying to head back once more. Destroyer. Could it try and devour magic on that one unit? At least get some hit points that way. Lich ready to go. Death Knight, well, pretty much surrounded. Still has 1 Scroll of Healing. Also has a Sacrificial Skull. So could try and create Blight in a location for a bit more hit points and a bit more regeneration. All right. Moonwell versus Obsidian Statue Mana. That's pretty much the story right now. Panda gonna try to get off a Breath of Fire, unable to do so as it is currently crippled. All right, Drunken Haze. Units now trying to back up. There's that Breath of Fire, and it is gonna go ahead and Earth Storm and Fire, causing some problems. Triple heroes gonna be a very big deal. Blink onto the Death Knight. Death Knight Shadow Strike trying to get away once again, and this is just ultimate abilities versus ultimate abilities. Lich currently up into the air. Death Knight is in trouble. Death Knight is gonna get taken down. It does get taken down as the Lich is gonna perhaps get taken down as well. Shadow Strike could finish off the Lich, and the Lich is gonna get taken down, and oh, Krav, I see why you had the sad face now, as both heroes, level 6 Death Knight, level 6 Lich, lost as Earthstorm and Fire and Avatar of Vengeance making the big plays. Warden going after the Necromancers here, trying to deny a bit of experience. Do we have any way of resurrecting the heroes? No, we do not. The Warden and the Panda, I guess a one-man army, pretty much all you need, as the Panda split himself into 3, and wow. Those ultimate abilities really making a big impact. All right. Destroyer up in the air. Death Knight trying to get resurrected. Breath of Fire perhaps going to try and finish off the Altar of Darkness. And the undead army just was not enough. Level 7 Lich, level 6 Death Knight, both taken down. Breath of Fire finishing things off here. Damage on that Warden, trying to get a reduced down. Acolyte trying to repair this Altar of Darkness. That Acolyte very important, but still gets taken out here as we see more and more, well, Staff of Preservation saving that unit once again. All right, this Altar of Darkness resurrecting the Death Knight. Druids of the Claw joining back in. Warden saying, surprise, I'm back again, ready for more action. That Crypt Fiend gonna get taken down due to the timed damage of that Shadow Strike, and there it goes. Altar of Darkness now lost as well. Skeletal minions trying to fight back here, but Krav, it looked like he won that battle, but giving the Warden level 6 and also that Panda with that ultimate ability so powerful here, and this game is going to be coming to an end. Should not attack and stay home. I 2-0 him in the decider match. It's the most important. Oh, okay. So, so Krav has spoiled it for anyone else who has not watched the game. Can't wait to watch you. This is gonna be so much fun. Sick game. That was absolutely a blast. Thank you for even following. It was absolutely a blast to see you just watch you play and getting your insights as you were playing. Great game between the two. Sonik, knowing how to use Earthstorm and Fire very well, pressuring with Fire and Storm, and then being able to rinse and repeat that. Now, one of the upsides of having a small army is at the end, what you saw Sonic, his army was significantly smaller, supply differences very drastic, but in the hands of very skilled players, 2 level 6 heroes with their ultimate abilities is just absolutely powerful. Still, we have not seen the Death Knight's ultimate ability be very useful. You saw that Krav actually went for, Krav actually went for level 3 Unholy Aura, which does make more sense. You'd rather have the mana for Death Coil rather than trying to save up into a situation where Raise Undead is actually useful. When you look at the board, Avatar of Vengeance was out on the field. They were using corpses. Also, the Necromancers were out on the field and they were using the corpses as well. So there was never really an opportunity to use Raise Undead in a powerful, effective manner. And then, Death and Decay is one of those abilities. Both of those abilities are what I would call help you win more. If you're in a situation where you're winning, it helps you win a little bit more and a little bit faster. On the other hand, what we saw Sonic's 2 ultimate abilities, Earthstorm and Fire and Avatar of Vengeance, those are truly help you win ultimate abilities. If you are behind, they can get you back to even, and if you are even, they can get you ahead, and that's what we saw in that matchup. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.